You have part A and then part B. An expression is given, x squared plus 6x plus 4. Determine the values of h and k that make the expression the quantity squared of x minus h, close the quantity, plus k, equivalent to the given expression. You have to find h and k in there. So that is what we're going to do first. Alright, so we will go here and use a red pen. We have to figure out what the values of h and k would have to be so that this expression is equivalent to that expression. Let's unwrap this one. Quantity squared of x minus h and then plus k. Expand it out. That's the same thing as this, x minus h, and then we have plus k there. When you multiply this out, it will be x squared minus hx, written sloppily, minus hx, and then plus h squared. Of course, you'll have the k there at the end. Now, you have to simplify in here to come up with x squared minus 2hx plus h squared plus k. Now remember, this must be equivalent to this here. X squared plus 6x plus 4. X squared plus 6x plus 4. Alright, so you see that you have your h in there and you have your k right in here. Look at this. You have an x value, some x term with a coefficient. Over here you have an x term with a coefficient. So shouldn't negative 2hx be equivalent to 6x? And if it is, then couldn't we just delete the x's? Because when you have the exact same term in the exact same spot on either side of an equation with the same sign, they're just gone, leaving you with negative 2h equals 6. And in this case, 6 divided by a negative 2 is negative 3. We have found h to be negative 3. But we have something left. We have this over here. We have h squared plus k. And that is set equal to what we have left over. What did we find for h? So if I put in a negative 3 and square that quantity and then plus k equals 4, then I should be able to find the value of k. We've been over this numerous times since the 9th grade. There is a huge difference between the quantity squared of negative 3 and simply negative 3 squared. One is negative 9, one is positive 9. This one comes out to be which? Positive 9. So we have 9 plus k equals 4. K equals 4 minus 9. So we come up with a value for k of negative 5. Part B is to find one value of x. One value of x that is a solution to the given equation. So notice we have this equal to this. The first step we're going to have to do is to unwrap this thing in here so that we can start moving from side to side and getting like terms equal, or not equal, but with each other so that we can simplify them. When we do that, on this side we have x squared plus 6x plus 4. But on the right side we have to unwrap this, and back in the 9th grade we went over about how to square a binomial term. And when you square a binomial term, you multiply that by itself to get x squared. You multiply x times the other term to get 5x, and then double it to get 10x. And then you square the last term to get 25. Of course, we still have plus 2x minus 3 in there as well, running into my other stuff, but it will even out here in just a second. On this side, you see you have an x squared, positive x squared. On this side, you see you have a positive x squared. They're gone. Just a rule of algebra. On this side, over here, you have a 10x and a 2x. That's a 12x. We have a plus 25 and a minus 3. That's a plus 22. And on this side, we have 6x plus 4. And this goes back to the 9th grade, solving an equation with the variable on both sides. Keep this x on the left, move that one over, change the sign. Keep this constant, move this one over, change the sign. And you come up with a negative 6x equals 18. Of course, when you divide 18 by negative 6, you get a negative 3. On the first part here, we're going to have to set this equal to this. So let's come over to the side, make some room, and let's do quantity squared of x minus h, close the quantity plus k, and set that equal to x squared minus 8x plus 14, x squared minus 8x plus 14. On the left-hand side, we have to expand that out and come up with the following. X squared minus 2hx plus h squared plus k equals x squared minus 8x plus 14. This is the same thing as this. Same term, same exponent, same sign. They cancel out. So what we're left with is an x term here that is equivalent to this x term. They are the only two x terms in the entire equation. One on one side, one on the other. Therefore, we must have negative 2hx set equal to a negative 8x. We have x's. There's a x there and an x there. They're gone. So negative 2h equals negative 8. Divide negative 8 by negative 2 to get a positive 4. But we're not finished yet, because notice we have an h squared plus k, and set that equal to 14. We found h to be 4. So 4 squared plus k equals 14. That is 16 plus k equals 14. So k would have to be 14 minus 16. And that would give me a value for k of negative 2. H is 4, k is negative 2. There's part A. But now we have to do part B. And on part B, we have x squared minus 8x plus 14, and we're setting that equal to this. We need to expand out the quantity squared of x plus 8, and that would be x squared plus 16x plus 64. And of course you have plus 5x minus 253 left in there. X squared, they're gone. So negative 8x plus 14 is left on the right, but over here we have 16x and 5x. That's 21x. And then you have 64 minus 253. 64 minus 253 is a negative 189. Negative 8x minus 21x equals negative 189 minus 14. So that's a negative 29x equals negative 189 minus 14, which is a negative 203. To come up with the value for x, we have to divide negative 203 by negative 29, and it comes out to be 7. So up here we have 7. If you have all three of these answers, come on up and collect. On this problem here, we need the general form, which is the quantity squared of x minus h, close the quantity, plus k, and set that equal to x squared plus 2x minus 4. X squared plus 2x minus 4. Okay, so if we expand out the left, we have x squared minus 2hx plus h squared plus k, and we set that equal to x squared plus 2x minus 4. Notice that we have x squared and x squared. Those are gone. This should be equivalent to this. So negative 2hx equals 2x. The x's are gone. Negative 2h equals 2, so h equals negative 1. Now notice that we have still this and this left over. H squared plus k equals negative 4. We found h to be equal to negative 1. Don't forget that's a quantity squared. Plus k equals negative 4. The quantity squared of negative 1 is 1, and then plus k equals negative 4. Therefore, k is negative 1 minus 1, which is a negative 5. So we found h and k to be negative 1 and negative 5. So we'll go negative 1, negative 5. But we still have part B to do. And let's see if I can squeeze it in here. It is x squared plus 2x minus 4 equals, and we must expand that out to get x squared plus 20x plus 100 plus 6x plus 112. And we know that x squared and x squared are just going to go away. 2x minus 4 equals 20x plus 6x, which is 26x. And then 100 plus 112 is 212. So we are now having to put 2x minus 26x on the left and 212 plus 4 on the right to get a negative 24x equals 216. Therefore, 216 minus 24 is what we have to do next. I am not smart enough to do that in my head, so I will do 216 divided by a negative 24 in my calculator and get an answer of negative 9. That should have been divided by. I said minus. I'm getting older and grayer, and I cannot help it. So it's just divided. No need to go back and edit that out.